This is for people with epilepsy, and I'm just gonna specifically talk about the type of epilepsy I have. Started out when I was younger. I, obviously had the tonic, which is the ones that you normally see when what you normally think of when you think of, seizures, or if you're epilepsy. In other words, when you think of seizure, you think of collapsing and uh, aggressively, shaking and like twitching. Yeah, I did. I feel like we all do. Not all of us, but I would say most of us start out like that. But it's really hard with the vocal absence and um, there's another type, but I can't. There's actually 30 types, but the only ones I know is focal, uh, tonic. Tonic's the aggressively shaking and twitching, and eyes rolled back and just basically just unconscious. And then the focals, which is the type I am now, are the ones I have frequently. They're not as consistent, but I still do have them. Um, they're very hard to figure out. They have their own um, ways of sneaking one here and there, and like maybe for me it's like one or two max each month. But my neurologist said, or at least like some neurologists say, like you could be having one and not even know it. Like you could literally just have one. Like um, you could have one and you think, oh, I think I was just thinking of something, or you wouldn't even think you had one. I'm like, I didn't have one, but you actually did. But there's times where I'm like, I'm pretty sure I didn't have one, but I'm not the expert. I'm not the medical expert. But I know how. I know how mine kind of work. I have to. If you're sleep deprived, then they're gonna happen. So you have to make sure it's very necessary, and it is needed. Sleep is needed. It's not optional. You need sleep. Um, you can't, for me, but I think for most also, you can't look at flashing lights. Like I can't like rapidly flashing. Like if it's flashing like very like kind of like this, yeah. I mean I can. I'm able to. I can handle that, but it's only for a long. If it's doing that, but if it's for like more than like 15 seconds, or maybe even less, maybe. But if it's like insanely bright, like the intensity of the brightness and like the rapid flashing, like insane rapid flashing, I can't do that. I can't do if there's like a lot of like loud, really loud noises, like insane, like like say you're in like at a concert and stuff. I can't even go to like like concerts and stuff like that. Theaters, like movies and stuff. I think I can go to those only if it like in like the um you know it's like where it shows like what if it's like what is the consistency of like lights, like the like bright lights, flashing lights, is it an intense kind of movie, or is it more of like a laid back, relaxed? Because if it's in the middle, I can manage it. I can handle it. But if it's insane, kind of like anime and stuff, oh, I can't do it. Like I think it's cool. I'm not really into anime, but I cannot watch that. I mean, people always say you should watch that. I would, I would, but like with my epilepsy, I just can't. And people are like, oh, Because people think of epilepsy, they just think of, obviously, like I said before, the tonic ones where you're just, yeah, no, it's not that. Like, honestly, I wouldn't say I'd rather when I have those, just because you can see those ones. I mean, they're both frustrating. Still, like, you could, people still, people not even on medicines, and they still can't figure out why they, you know, why they still have what they have, and still figuring out what causes them. But some people still live, um, you know, great and healthy lives, and I try not to let that get to me. There's sometimes I do get upset, like I just want to get completely rid of these, which we all do. But it's just, you gotta. Everything happens for a reason, and I'm just glad I'm healthy. I have a roof over my head. I have food on the table every night, at morning, lunch, dinner, night and day. I'm just glad, that I got all this. I mean, that's all I really want. I really need. And but yeah, I was also going to talk about with people with focal seizures like me. Um, yeah, like for me, the thing that really less like uh, what helps me um, cause less, and I can't think of the word right now, but you know what I mean, like um, helps me not have episodes as frequently, is just not stressing. Like, you cannot stress, no stressing, even though, like, life can be stressful. But when you do stress, be able to take a break, take a breath, just take like a, maybe, like, depends on what you're doing, but I would just take like the rest of the day off, just relax. Yeah, you can stay like focused on what you want to focus on, whatever is important, but making sure you're taking care of your health. You have to, if you have epilepsy. Um, it's very necessary. Because me, I am a type of person where I'm sensitive, but I'm not too sensitive. But I'm the person where I'm too aware, which is almost like it's not good. Like, it sucks when you're that kind of person, because you're too aware to the point where you're like, you can't even think straight. Just go with the flow. Go with your natural instincts. Don't force anything. Like, because when you force it, it's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work right, and then and then it was like, what did I do something wrong? Did I um did I say something? Or if you're that kind of person, not like me, that's like me, that's how I am, then you're gonna constantly be adding, you're gonna build up problems that are not even that big of a deal or an issue, and you're just gonna make issues out of nothing that are gonna worsen the condition the condition you're in, and you don't want that. It is not fun. Just making sure you're just staying away from like alcohol. Like, I don't even like alcohol. I don't drink alcohol. I never found it like, I just don't like alcohol at all. I don't. I just can't. I can't drink it. Well, plus I can't drink it anyway, because I mean, even the smell of alcohol, at least for me, it does it. It does me. It does me in. Like, I just can't. I can't be around the smell, and people are like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, I can't. If you were to have this, I feel like some people that they'll complain about the littlest things that are not even a big deal, that are kind of just complain when they find nothing, no drama going on. They would probably be like flipping out nonstop. But it's just, you kind of just have to be like, I mean that's just what happens. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, like, I can't help it. Like, I'm just speaking how I feel. Like, I can't even be around the smell of alcohol. I smell it a little bit, but if it's a little bit too strong, a little bit over, where I can smell it a little too much, yeah, I gotta get away from that area or leave. But also, um, being like, you can't be too excited. You can't, I guess, have too much, like, I think it's dopamine in your, you know, like, too much dopamine, produce dopamine in you. Uh, can't have, you can't overdo with that, which sucks. Um, but yeah, also, don't, not overdoing yourself physically, mentally. That is the worst for you. Just being, even if you feel like you're staying calm, eating right, make sure you're drinking water as well. Always stay hydrated. Um, and just being around positive energy, like positive people. Don't want to be negative all the time. I can't stand that. Yeah, and just making sure you're outside. This is overall just for being healthy nowadays. A lot of people will stay inside nowadays. They're too attached to their phones and stuff, and like they'll be scrolling, kind of like with Instagram, Twitter. I literally don't have Twitter. I do have Instagram and Snapchat, but I don't even use them. My plan is I actually journal. I've gotten into reading, not too much, but I've been trying my best to be consistent with it. It's kind of hard with me, consistency, because I let my subconscious, or like things that I think in the back of my head, I'm like, I could be doing this, but do what makes you feel best and makes you feel like, uh, just feel like naturally healthy, and like feeling your best you. For me, I even wrote down in my journal that just being out in nature, just listening to nature, and just being outside, getting sun, um, eating everything, eating natural foods, just produces that natural feeling of, um, you know, being like, I can't think of the right, but you know what I mean. Just it makes you feel alive. Like nowadays, it's just like we're looking through like a foggy like window. It's just like we're kind of just going through the motions. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's just no fun. Like, and I try to catch myself sometimes when I am in that, in that stage where I'm just like, whatever. When I'm like literally, I just want to like, I try to find things that are interesting. Like I like reading like things on history, you know, um, just like history of like art, you know, artifacts from, like just history in general. Just reading interesting stuff like poetry books. I'm looking up good books that'll really uh, help me evolve, I guess you could say. But overall, just you only using your phone for like texting, staying in contact with people. Here and there you can still use social media, but like I would like have like a time limit on it. Like be on it like 15 minutes max. Me, I only go on it for literally like only 2 minutes, and then I'm done for the rest of the day. But only here and there, if my like friend sends me something, then I'll like, I'll open it, look at it, respond, and then I'll just kind of just make sure I'm off of it the whole entire day. Snapchat, I'm honestly, I just got that because that's basically like kind of the texting and FaceTiming also. But I honestly might just, completely delete that. Like I was last few, it wasn't last month, but it was like the basically January and February. I didn't have Instagram for actually 5 months straight um, until I finally was like, you know what, should I make should I just should I just make a new account on this, just so I can like maybe, but only to stay in contact with like close friends and stuff, like not, not to be like, oh, let me try to just rebuild my, no, it's not that. I just want to be like a positive influencer, and making sure like, you know, I'm making sure I'm living my best life and evolve, uh, as quickly as I can, I guess you can say, as as young as I am. I'm 24, but um, a lot of people think like that's like you're getting really old. Yeah, we are getting old, but we're still at that age where we find, uh, we we're naturally, we should still be uh, learning new skills, new um, just little things that we don't know, that are kind of just interesting to us. I mean, even if it does seem boring at first, you kind of have to like push yourself to really, get into like random things, like literally so random things you wouldn't even think about even doing at all, and you'd be into them. At least for me, like I'm fascinated by how um, everything worked, I don't know, just kind of like the style back in like the uh, like fashion wise, and like the I don't know, it was like the 1800s, like I don't know, I think of the most random stuff, like weird, the lanterns they used to hold around, like having like like lighting a candle in the house, because they say like and like those pocket watches, those kind of, I'm not even gonna lie, those kind of look like sick. Like I actually was like thinking of like buying one, like, or ordering one, because they look sick, but they are around like, I think the most expensive one, I'm not even kidding, was it like 80, or like I'm pretty sure it was like over $100, but like I'm not gonna spend. I'll find one if I do order one, but they just look sick. You just pull them out of your pocket, and then it's like, instead of like looking at your phone, because then once you look at your phone, you are because you're like, let me just check Instagram real quick, and you're like, let me check Snapchat, and then and then you look at the time, you're like, holy crap, it's been like, what, like 2 hours on my phone. I just wasted 2 hours when I could have been, you know, learning something new, you know, just like just finding something that interests you, and you think you have a passion for it, just kind of go for it, and just like try to stick to it as long as you can, and see if that is really what you want, really what you're like, I guess, meant to, uh, you know, really drives you to keep going and help you. Because nowadays, people nowadays, I think when they get up, they're like, oh, I gotta get up and just go to work again, and same old, same old. It's just which I feel that like I've I kind of every here and there struggle with that, but I make sure I find stuff that actually, like the smallest things I remember that interest me, get back into that, look into that, like not do like research on it, but still just look into it, and then just um, find it, like something related to that, whatever the topic may be, and just keep your um, that just keeps you motivated. I can't really think I'm losing track of like words and stuff, which that's when reading comes in hand, helps with grammar, and really fluent speaking. um, yeah, I kind of got way off topic. That's what happens with me. I was talking about epilepsy, and then we go back to talking about like career paths, and it's all about the journey. You always want like, so I have a goal, set this goal. I want to get this many followers. Once you get to that, you're like, okay, let's try to get to this many, and then it's just like, it's almost as if you're never satisfied. But I think it's just all about the journey. Just be grateful for what you have. If you have a roof over your head, you you have food on the table. Even if it's not much, you have food. I mean, not a lot of people around the world um, can, you know, or don't have that all in one day. Some people go with like weeks without, or like a whole week without getting any food. They probably just have only like water. So like no negative energy, positive mindset. Just keep that positive mindset, and just trying to really um, just be the best version of you and the healthiest version of yourself. Like me being outside, like sitting outside, I've been, for some reason, strangely fascinated by the way trees, like how does like what is like how does what is it, like, what is it, you know what I mean? Just stuff like that, just random stuff that interests you, and just start going from there. And then it's like you'll go from this version of you to where, like, I used to like really be into sports, and now I legit don't even watch sports anymore. Probably the only sport I will watch is like football. That's it. And yeah, but I'm gonna go back on the topic of epilepsy. Yeah, like sleep is things you need to go. You need to make sure you have a decent amount of sleep. Stay away from, I guess, don't have as much caffeine and sugar, because like if you have high blood pressure with this, that can trigger like a blanket, or like a focal seizure, or just any absent vocal. There's another one I forget the name of it, but staying healthy, stress management, you know, anxiety as well, making sure taking deep breaths, don't let anxiety, making sure you just good control of your emotions. If you have no control of your emotions, your stress management is terrible. It's not going to be a good time, and that's just going to worsen your condition. And it's also what was I gonna say? It's also literally killing you if you're stressing intensely, consistently, and that's just not good. Like I was stressing the past few days, and like my chest and like where my heart was like hurting, and it actually was scaring me. So I think just relaxing. When you need to take a break, when you feel like it's need to take a break, take a break. Like, don't think it's in your head. Like, don't think it's just all in your head. Like, I don't need to take a break. Like, I'll be fine. No, take a break. Take care of yourself. Making sure you're your best self, healthy. Even when it, like, say you're helping someone, like, hey, I need help with this. It's like, I can't right now. I'm kind of dealing with this. I've been consistently working at it for a while now, and with epilepsy, if I overdo it, then it's gonna cause a episode. I don't want to do that to you, and don't want to like scare them. Some people are like, oh, you were just kind of blanking out on me, and it's like, I'm sorry, but don't be like hard on yourself. You're like, I'm sorry, man, I'm trying, like, because that's just, you're being too you're you're leaving yourself out of the picture. You're like acting like you're not even a person. I mean, that's what I was struggling with. It's almost as if I was thinking of other people too much. Like, I'm sorry, like I'll try. I didn't mean to, um, you know, like have an episode, and like, you know what I mean, and just taking care of your health first. Find a fluent, healthy routine. Stick with it as best as you can. And if you blank out, like if you have an episode, I mean, you have an episode. I mean, what can you do? Um, but yeah, the triggers, I would say, you know, stress, even a little bit of stress, like intense stress, uh, overdoing yourself physically and mentally. I mean, that goes with the stress. Um, Anxiety, worrying, and not high, not de, making sure you're hydrated. If you're too, you gotta make sure. It's a lot, but and also like flashing lights, like in all these, like, and kind of like you see these edits where they're like these like cool edits and stuff. I can't even watch those anymore. I rather just watch like a normal, show, movie, anything that's just a normal. There's no like I like watching documentaries, but sometimes in the intros and everything, and like how they like edit it, it's just like it's too much. Like I think it is cool, like I like it, but like I can't do it because then it just messes with like, oh, and then it's almost if I get off, like I get lightheaded, I get like thrown off. I'm like, oh well, now I have to just go in my room and take a break and lay down. It sucks, but I mean, I'm not blind, like I'm not deaf, I can talk. Like I said, we have food. I have food on the table, roof over my head. I mean, I'm blessed. So yeah, but anyway, just avoid those and being able to manage your I would say like emotions, and making sure you're being aware, like, okay, yeah, remember last time, like write it down, like a journal, get a journal, write it down, like, remember last time I did this, whatever it would be, like blah blah, like uh I didn't have my la you know trying to think of like a situation that could cause one. Like right now, like I'm like sitting outside because it's nice out, the sun's out. It is pretty hot out right now. But making sure you have a water bottle on you at all times, drinking water. Don't overhydrate, obviously. But then like I was gonna say, you can't have, like, for me, this is just for me though. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna like ease off the pop a little bit. Pop and like even like I just don't like Gatorade and Powerades anymore. It tastes gross. Plus, dentist wise, they're terrible for your teeth and gums. So it's almost as if pop is the better option. But I just don't like pop and Powerades anymore. The only thing I'll really go for, I guess, like sugar wise, is like is like milkshakes. I love tea, so like sweet tea, or I usually go like half and half, sweet and unsweet. But yeah, and overall, I eat as healthy as I can. Like I even like pizza wise, I don't order pizzas. Like I rather just have like those like heat up like frozen pizzas. Those honestly taste better. I just find those like because when I eat like greasy like pizzas, I'll feel all like just like drowsy, or just like I just feel like shit, and I just can't do it. Like when we get pizza, like say my family orders pizza, I don't. I want nothing to do with it. I'd rather have like an actual healthy meal, or like a sandwich, or like, something like Chipotle or something, just really small, but it fills me up pretty quick. So it's like small uh small meals throughout the day. Like I don't have like, well, there will be sometimes when I'm not even hungry. I'll have like maybe like a protein shake in the morning, and then I go and I go through the whole day without eating, but I'm drinking water, making sure I'm drinking water always. Still, maybe I'll have a snack here and there, like a bag of like chips or something, and then I'll get home and I'll eat like a big ass meal. But yeah, those are just, I guess you could say tips, or just my thoughts on how, if you have epilepsy, you should just find like a good healthy routine, and write down like this last time I had this food, like I don't think I can have they say the only fruit you can't have is like mango, I think. But that's what I read like online. But I'm trying to think what else. Trying to think. Also in the summer too, gotta stay hydrated. Like if you ever work yourself out in the um the warm weather, yeah, it's gonna get you. It's gonna get you there too. So making sure I'm taking my breaks. I would say like taking a break when it's summer. Take a break, like if your job like involves working outside, take a break like probably like every, I don't know, every like just whenever you feel it's necessary. Like I don't know, and that would be, I mean, for me, I sometimes need to take a break like every like probably like 45 minutes to maybe like, not always 45 minutes, but like an hour and a half, or like I need to take a break. It's probably like two or like three breaks max. But yeah, also just relaxing and managing your anxiety and stress. But overall, those are my thoughts on that. So thank you for watching. Peace.